If you're sitting down with someone and you want them to get clear on what their values are, what type of things would you take them through? Or how would you help someone get clear on what their values are?
That's an excellent question. Sometimes it is a bit of a murky discussion. It's a very difficult question for a lot of people because they've never really sat down to think about it, but they act it, which is where I usually start. The bottom line is, if you look at the behavior, the end, like what did they do, work backwards, you probably can get a sense of what their values are. When you put somebody in a situation where they have to choose or a forced choice, their values will become apparent. And we'll just corner those moments and say, okay, what happened here? What was on your mind? What do you remember? What led you down that path? And then sometimes it is just a bit of a Hail Mary or hypothesis test where you say, this seems like it could be your value. And then you just sort of track it over time. And maybe in doing so, you're sort of, it's a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Oh, this sounds like your value. And they're like, maybe it is my value. And then they start acting and they're like, okay. So there might be a little bit of influence that's involved there, but I like to think it's more of just discovery. But it can be difficult. And then when you get people who are depressed, there's this part of depression called anhedonia. It's a lack of pleasure. And it's often the thing that's missed a lot in depression. People don't realize, but you can be depressed and not be sad at all. You can actually just have a ton of anhedonia where you walk around and you find pleasure in nothing, which sounds awful, is awful. And when they're experiencing this anhedonia, it's very difficult to figure out what their values are because nothing sounds fun, nothing sounds good, nothing sounds valuable. And so I find that to be the most difficult conversation.